at least I want to see another perspective, and I have the feeling that you as the readers will too. If you give me just a second here, I thought I had this organized. Actually, I did, and I did wrong when I called myself organized. But at any rate, we're going to get right to it, because like I said, the battery is low. And so this is basically leading into the scene where Shereé from Love from Behind, we're seeing her perspective of an encounter she has with Lee, where she basically kind of cut things off with him, and it gets fun. So here we go. This is the chapter title, Final Gifts of Love. Tanya and Shereé are here. Jean announces when she answers the door to the suite. Shereé notices the lazy, happy smile on Jen's face and the half-empty wine glass in her free hand. "You're just in time," Veronica cries, pulling them into a four-way hug, but careful not to lose the contents of her red Solo cup. "The man meets you just about done." "They just walked in the door," Tiffany interrupts while coaxing Veronica back to the couch. Shereé welcomes the opportunity to keep herself busy playing hostess in light of showing up so late. "It's no problem," she speaks up, already in motion for the bedroom door. "Introduce you to while Lee is still in one piece," she adds to Tanya. Shereé moves to unlock the bedroom door, and with Tanya in the doorway, finds Lee's beautiful bronze backside bare, save black riding boots, matching briefs, false collar, and a bow tie he straightens in the bathroom mirror. "Crap," he mutters, turning to walk into the bedroom, muscles tense. "Looks like a perfect fit to me," says Tanya, following Shereé into the room. "I bet he did push-ups in the bathroom," Shereé thinks to herself, while allowing herself a brief pause of appreciation before noticing the sly smirk from Tanya. "Tanya, Lee, Tanya," Shereé says with an arm extended towards Lee. "Nice to meet you," Tanya says, coming over to shake Lee's hand. "Thank you," he replies, relaxing. "Congratulations. When is the day?" Tanya begins. She looks back to Shereé while still holding Lee's hand. "Oh no, honey," Shereé says with a giggle that surprises herself. She can't remember the last time she laughed. Look at that. 1 second. She can't remember the last time she laughed. Old habits take hold for just a second, and she hides a grin behind one of her hands. No. Shani composes herself. "Tanya," she says, coming over to take Tanya's hand. "Why don't you help Jen and Tiffany get ready while I help Lee?" "Sure," Tanya replies, before giving Shereé a sweet kiss on the lips. "See you soon, sexy," she says to Lee with a wink and a smile, and good luck. Shereé walks Tanya to the door and locks it behind her. Then she goes to the minibar, frosted bottle of sluggish vodka, and a shot glass. She turns to the dresser and Lee's glass to fill them both. "You take this," she says, handing Lee his glass, "and let me help you with these." She reaches for the cups Lee left on the bed. He audibly swallows the shot. "So," Lee begins and stops. "Jen and Tiffany are getting married," Shereé answers matter-of-factly while fastening the right cuff in place on Lee's wrist. She takes the empty glass from him and places the full one in his right hand before working on the left cuff. "And you and Tanya?" he asks. "Tanya and I are throwing this party and hiring you as a wedding gift. Turn around. You missed a few spots on your back." Shereé pops the cap on the can of glitter and sprays Lee's back and shoulders. "So Tanya is going to want to sample her purchase too?" Lee says over his sparkling shoulder. "You wish," she thinks. "Nah," Shereé replies, kneeling down behind him. She reaches inside the lower hem of Lee's briefs with both of her index fingers, stretching them a little bit before releasing them in a loud snap. "Ouch," Lee cries out. "She doesn't do men at all," Shereé continues, both with her answer and the application of the glitter to the backs of his legs. "God, I'm gonna miss these calves and these thighs," she thinks. "But she's cool with you doing men. We have an arrangement. Turn back to me." Rising to meet his eyes, she takes in his crotch, the pelvic V bringing up from it to wind around his waist, ridges stacked and climbing up to a chest and two perfectly masculine peaks. Shereé adjusts the bow tie a bit. "What kind of chin up?" Shereé orders, interrupting Lee's questioning. "What kind of engagement?" he asked, directing his question to the top of her head. He had done a good job with it all. The boy knew how to do sexy, but it was a good excuse to touch him one more time. "There, that's better. Shereé says, finishing the bow tie and turning back to the vodka in the shot glass. This should be easier, she thinks. Just make it quick and let him down easy. It's more of an engagement. The lie is a moment of pure genius. Lee is a good guy. He'd respect a committed relationship, she thinks, turning back to him one of the shot glasses. We've always been honest with ourselves and with each other, Shereé continues. Tanya knows I love her more than anything, but she also knows how I feel about this. Lee smiles a little as Shereé gently cups his crotch in her right hand. So she gave me a little time to have one last fling. She kisses his chest lightly. What happens when you can't let go? Lee asks, deep and sexy. Must not trample on the male ego. Must not trample on the male ego, she thinks. Well, Shereé begins, moving her hand and looking at him. If that happens, I'll discuss it with Tanya and we just might give you a call. How do you know I will still be here? Someone might snatch me up. Good, he's being cool about it, she thinks. I guess anything is possible. She steps back to look at Lee for a moment. He's a good guy. 1 second. Yeah. You know, we're a lot alike. Well, more so before Tanya and my feelings for her kind of sneaked in from behind. It might happen for you if you learn how to open this. She taps his chest with her shot glass. He deserves more than these hookups, she thinks. Lee looks down at her glass with a frown. Come on, Shereé, shouts Veronica in the other room. Then the sound of Genuine's pony gets louder. But who the fuck am I, Oprah? I've got my own shit to clean up, she thinks. So, this is it, huh? Lee asks, his tone leaking disappointment. Stroke the male ego, you're almost home, she thinks. Hey, Shereé says, offering a genuine smile. We both know that you like the idea of being the last good dick I've ever had. Lee smiles at that. We had a really good time, though, right? He replies. Hell yeah, she answers, a little too enthusiastically. A toast? She raises her shot. To what? He asks. To really good times, she replies. To really good times, he repeats. Their glasses come together in a hollow clink, and they take the last shots. Male ego preserved, she sighs mentally. He's going to be okay. She opens the door to a barrage of loud music and cat calls as they walk into the living room. Veronica nearly knocks Shereé over as she takes Lee's arm and drags him to the coffee table. Let's see what you got, Magic Mike, she shouts, punctuating the command with a resounding slap of one of her hands against his ass while the other points sharply to the coffee table. He turns a raised eyebrow and a questioning smile back to Shereé, who raises the solo cup Tanya had just brought her into the air. You heard the lady, Shereé shouts with a smile over the bad 80s porn music Gwen no doubt added to the playlist. Shake that ass. The rest of the ladies take up the chant. Shake that ass. Shake that ass. Shake that ass. Lee throws back his head in laughter, shakes his head, climbs onto the table, and starts whining and gyrating in time to the music. The girls get even louder. Shereé looks down in response to Tanya taking her free hand and then back up to her face. A job well done, Shereé says with a smile. They turn their glances at the girls, fully engaged in slipping hands filled with cash down the crotch of Lee's briefs while slapping and pinching his backside. Aside from the occasional wince of pain, he seems to love the attention. Thanks, Shereé said, leaning in closer to rest her head on Tanya's shoulder. Her thoughts briefly return to the note and the ring from her mother and her father. Before she can second-guess herself, she asks, Will you go with me somewhere in the morning? End of the section. So it picks up from there, does some other stuff, some amazing stuff. Anybody that's read the ebook has already seen it.